Thank you.
So whenever we are just, selecting any of the cell, see, if I am selecting A1, it is having a two-dimensional effect. That A1 function, A1 name is coming for two reasons. Because there will be one reason always supporting the other. If there is A into 1, it will be formed A1. Or if there is A plus 1, then also in Excel it forms a A1 factor. So if I remove any of the rows from it, it won't, it won't give any of the cell. Or if I remove any of the columns from it, it won't give me any of the cell. So this is the criteria on which is based on. This criteria is known as R1C1 criteria. R1C1. The row 1 and column 1 criteria. That's why I call that cells is nothing but a relationship where some product of rows and columns is coming, not only product. Because sometimes it happens that product goes off whenever we are talking about 3D referencing, whenever we are talking about circular referencing. In those cases, normally the product goes out. There is only some relationship. So whenever we are talking about cells, we talk about this. So how many columns we are having over here? Normally, we say that we are having near about 256 columns. That's the maximum column limit which we can have. And what are the rows? It is near about 10,87,000 rows. Near about. Again, there is a dilemma. 256 columns and 10,87,000 rows on what background? This background was taken from a mathematical solution known as matrix. So ये matrix जो subject है, the chapter known as matrix, this has given the relationship of a matrix. So 256 columns, maximum rows which it can create is approx 10,87,000 combination. There is no more combination which a 256 column matrix can prefer or do. That's why it is 10,87,000. And always one more thing which we have to keep in mind before starting the Excel or understanding anything Excel, how the cells are working, right? Why it is 7 and why again there is 7. Then afterwards, whenever we are putting the auto sum, it is giving us 14. So normally what I said that whenever it is an empty cell and I am selecting Control A, it is selecting the whole sheet. But whenever I am selecting into a range and I'm pressing Control A, it is just selecting the range. So how range is calculated in Excel? The range is calculated by L relationship. If you see this line, there is a dot, right? This dot is known as L point reference. This dot does not only work with I will be saying autofill handle. This handle is known as autofill handle. It is not only doing the autofill handle, but also it helps to understand what is the relationship and how cells are interconnected within each other. For example, if I press 1, 1, 1, 1, just random. And if I select Control A over here, see, it is selecting the whole thing. Now, this part is not getting selected, though there is a relationship over here. If I put 1 over here also, now see, it won't cross to this. Though I have relationship in the 9th row, but this L relationship, this L line is not touching anywhere to this line. If I want to extend till this, at least I need a number over here or in this cell. Anywhere. If I give a number over here, it will extend because this L line is now drawing up to here. And see, whenever I am drawing the L line over here, these two parts are getting enclosed with it. So there should be a L-shaped relationship for any range selection. Now, if I just go and control it, it's selecting the whole range. This is known as L-shaped relationship or L marking or point L marking. These are all developer understanding of Excel. Why Excel is behaving like this? What are the different things Excel gives us and why it is working like that? These are the things we understand, right? After this, if I just say what are the limits of Excel, or rather if I say just why Excel is behaving in a 1D and a 2D model, to understand that, see this. If we are putting this is known as a formula equal to sum A1 is to A7. Whenever we are putting a sum, the characteristics of a cell, which is normally rows into columns, it changes to rows plus columns. So it is converting from 2D to 1D communication. So it only understands now operators. Whenever we are using, so in the second part, when this I press over here, what it suggested that this already, are having one referential value here. And this part is having referential value of this. And if I press again, so these two are not having any referential value, rather it is acting as a referential value of a greater range. So add these two cells. Over here, the functions are created like this. So whenever we are creating one function, the character of a cell changes to 1D. That's why it understands only operators. For example, if I just change this sum and use an operator over here, equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5. See, just check now. It is 6 over here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just give me a second. Okay, I have missed one. Yes, 7. It is 14. So now it is showing 14 directly over here. And if I just delete this one, this is 7. See, this is also a sum. This is also a sum, but used by operator. Plus sign is an operator sign. I am using the operator sign and I am doing the same thing. But if I now use auto sum over here, alt equal to, see, it is taking the whole range. So what operators are doing, operators are not changing or saying that that cell is any special. Operators said that it is the same old cell and the operations are just done by signs. So signs are not changing the character of a cell, rather a formula is changing the character of a cell. So if I need to, sometimes you will be seeing that if I need to do two sum ifs together, then we use a plus operator in between it rather than using a sum function outside and putting two sum ifs inside. We just use one plus sign. Because if I use sum function, if I write this sum bracket, first value will be a sum if, then sum if ka formula, comma, second value will be another sum if. There is a high range of possibility that this will crash. Either the numbers will be giving some errors, they will be not taking many of the values, or what it will be doing, it will be giving any of the zero answer. It will say that the whole thing is null. There is no such referential value. This doesn't work. So instead what we do sum if plus sum if. This referencing is known as circular referencing. This referencing is known as circular referencing. Whenever we have a formula over a formula, it doesn't take like that. It doesn't work. It crashes. It gives us erroneous values. To connect two formulas, we will be always using an operator between it. So how many types of operators are there? If I just go a bit, So we have completed the arithmetic of, we have completed the auto sum, the table range operation, the L-shape relationship, and one-dimensional, two-dimensional. So there are actually four different types of operators. The first operator is arithmetic operator, plus, minus, divide, in multiplication, or rather product, percentage, or rather we will be saying percentile because there is nothing called percentage in the Excel. You will be only getting formatting of percentage in Excel. There is no formula of percentage. If you just go into Excel, press equal to percentage. See, there will be always percentile. Percentage is not available. So we use VBA code for percentage. I have my own personal list of formulas. I just trigger that and it comes. But to give percentage, we have just a formatting of percentage. See, either from here, you can take percentage or from here. There is nothing called percentage. It is all the percentile will work as percentile. All the percentile. And the last one is square root. So these are the 6 operators which we use. You will be seeing one more thing, that whenever we are applying formulas over formulas, we have either of these operators. We always use these 6 operators to combine two formulas. There is no other signs which you use. That's why these are known as arithmetic operators. To do any sort of calculations or to do any sort of arithmetic operations in Excel, we will be in need of these 6 operators only. You can ask me, sir, why only 6 operators? Why not there are 7, 10, 12 operators? Because these are the 6 major signs which is readily available in calculator also. So Excel is nothing but a copy from the software known as Lotus. Many person doesn't know, or rather very few person know that Excel came from the, I will be saying software known as Lotus. My dad used to use Lotus. I have seen him working during, late 90s, like 97, 98, when it was like Windows 95, Windows 98, he was using. So I saw him using the Lotus software. And after that, when the GUI got better in Windows 2008 NXT, I started using from Windows 98 personally. So everything just changed. Like, how I can, actually say that it is being taken from Lotus? Just see one thing. Many person doesn't knows. Like if I just write a formula using plus sign, okay. Circular referencing was coming over there because there is already a formula, in between. So it was giving a circular referencing. The characteristics of the cell changed. So if you use plus sign also, your like formula works. It takes the equal to sign automatically before that. So that plus sign is also giving you the answer. This is the thing which proves that it has the, the inner background of the Excel is taken from the software known as Lotus. After that, comparative operators. You have heard about if functions, right? You use, or rather you if functions a lot, I will be guessing. So whenever you write a if function equal to if I just write, or rather I will be just taking normal if, after that we take logical test, then a true value, and a false value. So this is known as binary formula. this logical test, this particular part, in logical test, we give comparative operators. So the second operator in Excel is nothing but comparative operators. There are 6 major signs of comparative operators also: equal to, less than, greater than, greater, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and not equal to. Right. So here also you can ask me, okay, why there is only 6 signs, but it is actually having a logical answer, by the way. That's why it is known as comparative operators, because it is making 2 different parameters. In logic, what we do, we just take a past and we compare it with my present to get my future data, right? This is the only thing which we are working upon with logical operators. If this, for example, if I just use over here, okay, how to change the sheet? It will be control page up, control page down. If I just write that if all the regions in column D are east, we will be getting 0. I just want a simple example. So equal, if I just take a reference from that sheet 1, exclamation. So exclamation sign is nothing but the data pulling sign, equal to sheet 1 exclamation. Whenever you are pulling any data from any sheet, just give the sheet name after that exclamation sign and what you want to pull. I will be just taking D1 to D1001. See, it came. The sheets are already connected, interconnected. So if I just write over here equal to, if the logical test is, if my this to this, if my E2 is to E1001 is equal to east, comma, it will be giving me a 0 or it will be giving me a 1. See, the value is coming for the whole, right? Now, if you ask me and say that, sir, can you just make east as well as north working together? Yeah, I can do that. If, then and, right? Here comes the problem I will be saying afterwards. Let's just try once. The logical will be this, first logic, this equal to east. Now see 2Ds and 3D, 2D and 1D solutions are coming. How they are working and why they are working and how they behave. East, comma, E2 is to E1001 equal to north. Then give me then give me 0, otherwise give me 1. Bracket close, enter. It should work, right? Okay, for east it is coming 1, and if I just drag, all are 1. See, it is changing. It's not like that. It is E4. See, up. It is E4, E5, E6, E7. It is changing, but still it is stuck to 1. Can you send me the reason, Shobik, why it is like working like that? It should change, right? Why it is not changing? Any idea, Shobik?
No.
Okay. The thing is that I told you there is a circular referencing error. So if you are using a if logical, if is a binary. At the same time, if you are asked that what you want to have, you will be saying biryani. Well and good. You are having biryani. You can ask for a different beverage, cold drinks. Can you ask that I want a biryani as well as bhat all together and I will eat without upsetting your stomach? It's not possible
Not
because
possible.
body won't be taking like that. Either you will be having biryani or you will be having a different staple bhat or rice. Two things sitting together, it will be a mess. It will be a mess to our stomach. The stomach won't be able to understand how much secretion we need to do in our you know pH level so that it stabilizes or breaks down the food. In the same way, our brain also works, and in the same way, our Excel also works because this is made by human only. So if you are using a binary, if you are saying that if this is this, you are saying it in a binary. And for a binary, if you are setting a big logic, now you are saying that check whether my first column is east, right? Or my
Right.
first column is north. It is saying that if you are using and it should be have the both, right? It should have the both. If you are using or over here, I'm just changing it to or. The first is coming, it is 0. Now if I drag, all are 0. The
Oh,
formula is good, good and right. You are giving a right logic that either it will be this, either it will be that. But still it is coming all wrong for the others. So what it is doing, you are not understanding, but Excel is playing in a different role. Excel is saying, okay, he wants the whole thing and comparing the first thing, how it happens. If I am checking two logics for first cell, so whenever I am giving for the whole range, I will copy that only now. Why I
right.
will be giving? Because Excel understand if I am having biryani, always I will have biryani. If I am having like rice, it will be rice everywhere. Excel is understanding that logic because whenever you are typing a formula, the character of the formula changes and it becomes 1D. So whenever you are using a formula which each cell needs to check, you have to put single value, not a range value, because that single value will be copied to the whole range. If I just change over here, one simple thing, if I just make it E2, I'm removing the range, just remove the range and giving the enter. It is 0 and I'm giving a double click using the autofill. See, it is checking and it is working fine. Now what he is doing, okay. So each and every cell is a different thing. I need to check and go every cell and I need to check whether it is a east or it is a north. If it is a east, then also I will give 0. If it is a north, then also I will give 0. But the same thing didn't happen for this. Because see, here it is a flat formula. There is no introspection needed for Excel to do in each cell. It is a flat formula for all the cells. It will be just checking one particular logic. So whenever there is two logics, whenever there is three logics, whatever may be, if it is if or, if it is if not, if it is if and, these type of logics are there, Excel fails to do that. Excel thinks that the whole platter is only made of biryani or it is only made of rice. It won't check for a range. That's the only thing of 1D and 2D. 1D and 2D cleared?
Sort of.
Okay. So after that, if we are see in if function, it is just a I will be saying I want, it is not a series wise class. We are just brainstorming just the ideas. When I will be taking your classes, no, you will be starting the main classes. You will be understanding because I will be starting everything from first and all the classes will be interlinked. It will have a
Right.
straight flow where you will be understanding how each and every things are getting interlinked and connected with Excel, how it is working. And now I am just giving you all the different bases which you and all the tests which you will be getting in the class. So if I go back to the operator part, see, I'm using a function operator sign over here. So logic without an operator, if I remove this, there is no meaning. There is no simple meaning. So whenever we are comparing two cells or whenever we are comparing one cell, that cell should have a logic. Either it will be a less than or it will be a greater than equal to, less than equal to. There is 6 signs only. Why there are 6 signs? Because mathematically we can express our brain or my thoughts above these 6. We have 6 senses. So every sense is giving one particular sign. Equal to is giving one sense. Greater than is giving one sense. Less than is giving one sense. Because human beings has a nature to compare between things. Taking all the 5 senses as well as our intuition, they are giving us some of the feedbacks to our brain or impulse to our brain. This is only read by using these 6 signs. Math has no other signs to express. These are the thought process. So as human made, that's why human just copied the impulses of the brain system and put in a logical operator like if. Now, if you ask me how, if you just go through all the different life stories, you can express your life stories in this if formula. For example, if you are having a good day yesterday, it is past and today is present. So if I need to compare between these 2 days, you can say it was same as yesterday, or it is better than yesterday.
Better.
It is not better than yesterday. Or you can say, yesterday is also better, today is also better. It is good. Both are to some extent same, 19-20. Same for the opposite, so less than and greater than. Or you will be saying both are heavens apart, less than equal, not equal to sign. It is heavens apart. One is very bad and one is drastically good. So these are the only 6 senses we can express a day or express your emotion. That's why Excel is also having only 6 nature of signs. There is no other nature. Maths is also has given that. So now coming to our text operators. See, if I give everything to the numbers, now our textual operators will be, going a bit of down. That's why we gave a bit of for our text or strings also. So for text, we use only one sign that is known as ampersand. So whenever we want to add 2 cells of text A, B, we can just do equal to this cell and this cell. This is used for, it is known as text concatenation because it concatenates the 2 cells. Now, one more thing, or rather I will be saying in class, there is a big difference between a concat and a concatenate. Let's show. I will be saying the reason afterwards in class only. So equal to concat. If I just select the range, enter. It is AB, right? But if I do the same with concatenate, it is giving the other sign. It is not actually connecting the thing. It is giving AB. This is also, interesting facts how Excel 1D and 2D formulas are actually working. Both are, used for concatenating, things. But concat is a 2D formula and concatenate, it is now getting obsolete now. So it is a operator formula. If I show you the background of concatenate, I will be showing in class how that formula has got into. So this this sign, ampersand sign, this is used in this concatenate. But in concat, some other signs are used. For that reason, this thing, I will be now coming to what is this thing is knowing. So next operator will be a regular expression operator or reference operators. This is a regular expression operator or a reference operator. The first time thing is at the rate. Whenever we are using, like if I just convert this into a table, control A, control T, enter. And if I just want table to call any table, like equal to at the rate, table name is table one, at the rate. If I just want to give a header, I can just call the header. Or if I see at the rate header, any column. Sorry, my bad. At the rate equipment ID, equipment type, you just select. I need to give some formula over there. Equipment type क्या था? Just go back also. Equipment type or rather quantity sort. Okay. So equal to sum. Table name is this. Open at the rate. Now unit price. See this. Oh, this is taking already. It's on for me. Okay, it is on for me. मैं करके रखा था, मेरा बैकग्राउंड में ऑलरेडी वो ऊपर में सिलेक्ट हो जा रहा है, ऑटो सेटिंग में सिलेक्ट हो रहा है. सो इट इज ऑन फॉर मी. माय एनालिटिकल टूल्स आर actually on. So this AI edit formula editor is on for me. So it is constructing, it is saying that at the rate which you are trying to use or denote, that is already present in your table format. So it is already been taken auto setup. You don't need to give the at the rate. So this at the rate is working over here. Whenever you will be using any formula of table, if that is on from your options, this at the rate, this row. See, at the top, it is showing the at the rate sign. So at the rate is nothing but it is showing any operations which is related to your table. After that, it is your step denotion. Whenever we are writing a formula, sum A1, this comma is coming. Comma is steps in a formula. All the different steps, whenever we are giving a step, we are using a comma. Walking in a formula is dependent on commas. And the last one will be the semicolon. This sign is known as delimiter. Delimiter means ending of a surface or ending of a range. Whenever we are writing equal to A1 is to A10, it is saying that the ending of the range which has started from A1 is ending at A10. So this sign is known as delimiter sign, or it is known as ending of a range sign. For SQL, normally if I talk about, we use semicolon, and for Python, we use comma. There are different delimiter signs which we use. And for Excel, we use semicolon to actually specify the end of a range or an array or a table range. Okay, one more thing I will be just showing you. If we are using table format, normally what was happening, I was using alt equal to then enter. For table format, if we are using auto sum, it always gives the total directly. You don't need to press enter. See, because whenever you are using equal to sum or auto sum for a table, वो sum formula use नहीं करता है at the background. It is using a subtotal formula. See, subtotal. This is a 3D formula. Because table is not a 2D, it is normally a 3D structure. And whenever we are using auto sum in table, that is not a sum anymore, that is a subtotal. What is the difference between a sum and a subtotal? I will be saying it in the class time. My operators are done. Now coming to, if I already said that if I want to auto fit the columns, we will be saying alt HOI. If I want to auto fit the rows, it will be alt HOA. One more shortcut is there, but you have to press a bit. This is known as master cell. This cell is known as master cell. If you just click over here.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Can I take this call and just
Sure,
one
sure,
phone?
sure, sure, sure.
Hello.
Sorry.
Hello. Yes, yes.
Hello. Audible?
Yes,
Okay.
audible.
Okay. So If I want to just, end the range, we use the colon sign. So always to select the range, we will be just doing equal to, then we will be giving the cell, then a colon, then cell. It will just copy the whole range. Or if I use a formula, it will be giving that. So all our operators are done. Now we are coming to the Alt H OI and Alt H OA, which I used in the first of the class only. Whenever we need to rearrange, either we just select this master cell and we just double click over here and double click over here. It will sort, or you can just use select Control A, Alt H OI and Alt H OA. Both will be auto adjust. From where you will be getting this? Alt H O is in format and you will be getting this. Your auto fit row height is A and auto fit column width is I. So from format also you will be getting it. I prefer to use all the shortcuts. If I want to change the font size, we will be pressing Alt H FK or FG. It will increase one size or decrease one size. Alt H FK will decrease one size, Alt H FK will increase one size, and Alt H FS will be your desired size, whatever size you want to give. Alt H FS, then you just give the size. For bold, it's Control A, Control I, Control U, bold Control B. Control I will be your italics and Control U will be your underline. If you just want to give the borders everywhere, it will be Alt H BA. All borders done. If you just want to give like the outer border, it will be Alt H BS for the outer border. It will be just giving outer border, left border, right border. You can just trigger it by using Alt H B. It will just open. After that, you will be getting all sort of ideas. U for top and bottom border, P for top border. Now coming to the alignments, there are two types of alignment. One is top, bottom, top, middle, bottom, and the other is left, center, and right. LCR and TMB, if you just go by that. It will be TMB and LCR. So TMB is your up, down, middle, and down. If you are using anything like wrap text. So over here, you can use top, middle, down. See, it is already, in the down format. You can align that. If you just want to align LCR, you can just say Alt H, A for alignment, C for center. To trigger the alignments, you just need to press Alt H A. Alt H A. Your alignments tab will be opening. See, only the alignments are showing. AT, AM, AB, AL, AC, AR. So LCR and TMB. With it, you will be using Alt H A. For using the background color, you can use Alt double H. You will be getting the background color. And for the font color, you will be using Alt H FC. You will be just getting the font color. Page already done. Acha, to add a new page, there are two types of pages. One is macro enabled page. In macro enabled page, we won't be using any sort of formulas. That is only for recording the macros. It will be Shift F11. This is a Control F11 will be a macro sheet. And Shift F11 will be a new sheet. See, here it is macro sheet. Here formulas won't work. In a macro sheet, no formulas works. Equal to sum. Nothing will work. It won't take. Macro sheet में कोई भी formulas काम नहीं करता है. And if I just using The same thing in this equal to sum. See, it is working. So macro sheet is used for automating the stages of the workflows. Whenever we will be, doing macros in class, we will be using a macro sheet. It helps so that all the things which we are using, we are, even if we are using like equal to sum, it will be taking as a step. It will record it, and whenever we will be saving that macro, it will help us to write those things and implement all these things. That's why it is formula protected. And now coming to the last things, page control up down already done. Control shift arrows for range selection. If I just want to select the range, it will be control shift up or control shift down. Control home is your first cell. Then you can just navigate to the other cells also. Control page down. And see, you can just navigate it to other cells. Control home is your first cell. Now coming to the referencing part. There are 5 types of referencing: circular, 3D referencing. I will be talking in class because these are all advanced level things. For today, we can just discuss about absolute referencing, relative referencing, and mixed referencing. If I just take an example, what is absolute referencing? I have already put this formula over here. So if I don't want to move the cells, if I just select this cell and press F4, either it will be F4 or it will be function F4 in some of the laptops. Fn F4 or it will be F4 directly by using the F4. Whenever there is two dollar signs, means dollar sign before the column also and dollar sign before the number also, it suggests that the cell is fully fixed. You won't be able to make any sort of changes. If I move this to this also, see the formula, it is same. There is no movement in the cells. If I just move from this to this, now see, there is no movement in cells. This is known as absolute referencing, where we are fixing the formula, where we are fixing the bucket of the range. Now, if I just say, okay, I don't need to fix the bucket purely, I will be just using on row or cell function. I'm showing that. If I just use dollar sign over here, this is full referencing, absolute referencing. This is my mixed referencing. So in mixed referencing, what it is having? It is fixing the row because before 2, there is a dollar sign. So it will do what? It will fix the row for east. And if I do the same for north, it will fix the row, F4. It is fixing the row. So there will be no row movement. See, F2, E2. I'm changing it to row, but it is fixing. This is also 2. If I do double click over here, all are 0 because there is no movement for rows. The rows are fixed. It will be E2, 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 E2. Now, if I just change this to this, see, it is coming to F2. The columns are moving. This is known as mixed referencing because your referencing is not wholly fixed. It is just fixing movement in one side. Row side is fixed, but column side is not fixed. So column side में जब भी आप drag कर रहे हो उसका formula change हो जा रहा है. वो from cell E it is moving to cell F. तो cell F में तो 0 है ना, तो 0 अगर रहेगा तो क्या होगा? 1 देगा. Anything because it's a false value. I have already stated अगर कुछ ये दोनों नहीं रहेगा, if these two are not present, it will be giving me 1. That's why it is giving us the false value. So this is the difference between an absolute referencing, a mixed referencing, and relative referencing क्या है? अगर मैं इसको मूव करता हूं, इसको जस्ट फिक्स कर उठा देता हूं, आई एम रिमूविंग द फिक्सिंग. नाउ देयर इज अ मूवमेंट इन बोथ द साइड. इफ आई जस्ट डबल क्लिक ओवर हियर, फिल हैंडल यूज कर लिया, देखो रो में इट इज चेंजिंग द फॉर्मूलाज. 8, 9, 10, it is moving like that. And even if I just do it for this, see,
Mm.
it is changing to F, G. This is known as relative referencing, where there is no formula referencing or no fixing is done. It will be moving both the sides. Clear till now? Any questions?
Somewhat clear.
Okay.
Maybe next the next session onwards, I'll be getting clear.
Okay. We will be implementing these things in formulas. It will be giving you a
Sure.
better idea on what everything is working and how everything is working.
Sure.
So let's keep till today. I hope
Yeah.
it has given you a basic idea about how Excel is working, and it has given a value addition in your life. Like I don't know whether I won't be able to judge from that side how much you knew already these things, how much new you have learned today. Hope you have learned something
Right.
to. You will be saying it to
Yeah.
people.
Something. Yes. Yes.
So yeah, like these things were new to you, or you already knew all these things?
No, these things are really new to me because I'm not using Excel that much. Only just
Okay,
to keep
okay,
only reporting this to daily activities and all.
okay.
So, that's it.
So I just
Nothing
said you
much.
that
Nothing in
these logics will be needing in Power BI, right? I will be
right.
showing today. I was working with one of my new batches.
Mhm.
I will just showing their Power BI what they have done. So this was the data set what we actually started with. How like reporting is working with like Excel. From Excel dataset only, it was a static dataset, not a cloud version. We just had this, see, whenever we are just doing enable editing, Control A, it will select everything, Alt H, OY, bang, it will just change it, auto set. So there are 30 columns
Just
and
makes it. Yeah.
yeah, Alt H, OY,
Mhm.
auto fit columns. So it will auto fit automatically. So these are the columns which we use. This is a marketing data set because most of the students were from marketing and digital marketing. And this thing which I just used this particular data set and we made it different in Power BI. Now, if I just show the Power BI thing, why Excel is the better part, Power BI is the better part of Excel, I will be just showing. All the logics, what I was teaching over here, if every function which we used over here, these are at high level in Power BI to make the columns. I'm showing the, let's give me a second. Okay, has opened. This is my Power BI. I just started with the dashboard because to clean this data, it took like 5 hours to actually make this data set available. Just started the dashboard and it will be like I took 2 minutes to make this dashboard, just 2 minutes. Afterwards, it was just a home assignment for the students that they will be making the dashboard because I have made the other things for them. So if I just go in the data now, see all the datas are different now. There are new profit column because revenues over here, see, it is 51,000, 356. Over here, check. The sale is different. The revenue is 16,786. So what we did, we actually used these columns because we already had these columns. So these data, to check whether my data are also correct or not, we have to do a second check. And after doing the second check, we got that Dana, all the data which we are talking about is wrong. So we made a profit, we made a revenue column, and all the columns are freshly made. From 30 columns, we just went to like 50 columns. We added 20 more columns. See, these are the formulas. Same formulas what we're using over there, we are using over here. We are making it, we are understanding it. Switch is also there. Switch is nothing but if. I will be showing one thing over here. See, this is our if formula, right? This formula is shortened by a formula known as switch. Same formula. Switch gives us a better view for if. This is not present in like Excel 2021. This is actually present in enterprise version of 365 switch formula. So if you are using enterprise levels 365, you will be using switch over them rather than using if formulas. And this is a mQuery language. Whenever we are using this, see, this language, this column is not showing any formula because this is not generated by formula. Rather, it is generated in an editor. Like if you are taking a screenshot in a phone, you will be getting two options. First, just take the screenshot, leave it, it will just go and save it to your photos. And the second thing is that whenever you are using a screenshot, there is a option. If you click the screenshot, you will be getting a edit option. Edit option changes the structure of the image. So it is being saved as a new column and added to your data set. That's the only thing whenever we are using Power Query. That the same thing we will be using in Excel also. In Excel also there is Power Query. So whenever we are using transform data, it actually changes the way we are looking into the data set. It is adding one proper column into the data set. This column was, I guess, added by this conditional column. This custom column. Where is that custom? This one. The same thing. I just used a custom column and used. See, the if formula is used over here. Everything a bit different, but yeah, that particular if. It is easier here to use if because we are just writing if it is this or it is that, then it is this. Simple English we are using. These are all like Python based analysis which we are doing over here. But in Python, we have to write more codes. But in Power BI, as it is a part of higher level Excel, that's why we are using less codes and we are using, emotions, or rather I will be saying behavioral stuffs of brain to do all these things. It is our if formula only. Whatever we are saying, writing a if formula, we are just using that in English words. If the product name is chips or the product name is cookies, then the answer will be snacks. We are just using that English language. This is known as M language. All the formulas like equal to sum, whatever you are using in Excel, this equal to sum, all the formulas. These formulas are written by M coding at the back. And that M coding is nothing but what I just showed you over here. That editor one. This is the only thing. This editor formula is only the encoding. So the formulas are already made over there and we are creating formulas in Power BI. Nothing else. This is the only, upper version of Excel. If you don't understand Excel, you won't be able to write these formulas. So we already made. So these are the things which they will be using, these columns, the rest columns which we have made. And see, if I want to extract, we need to use formula, but in Power BI, we don't need to use formula. We will be just going into Power Query editor and we will be just saying, I'm the date. This is the Power Query. This is the Power Query editor. Transform data. I'm just showing one. If I just select the date, we want to add a column, add column. Here is a date and just set year, it will just add. See, it has added one step. The formula they have written, this is the formula. They already auto-generated the formula by themselves and they gave us the result. This is a year. Done. So it is more of click and, slicing thing. You just click, drag, drop. Everything will be done in Power BI. So let's keep the class till today. Let's end the class. We hope so. We will be seeing you in the next class. Okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. Good night, Shobik.
Good night.